All right. So starting with Abhishek, have the Factum snapshot, and I think that's
Uh,
pretty much done.
yeah. So even you and Dennis both have approved the mod. So
Okay, so that just needs to be, the merge conflict needs to be resolved, and then that's ready to merge.
okay, I'll do that. I did that. I'll do that. Um,
What's the status of these other two tasks?
so the last task I had some doubts on which I got some comments from Dennis today. So I'll be working on that. And the first one I'm working on that. I have made the changes. I have to write the test cases for that. I'm writing the test cases. Once that's done, I'll just create an MR.
Okay. Anything else?
No, not as of now. So
All right, great. Dennis, anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got the new testnet updated to 1.2 debug release. There were some issues getting the debug stuff to go work in production for distributing that. So I got those tags released or rebuilt and released and deployed. So that's all set to go. And let's see. Besides the meetings I was in yesterday, I was able to make more progress on the Vault D stuff. So I'm just have a draft pull request in on that, and I just have a few minor things of moving some code around to help facilitate the next step. I still need to get those Jira tasks in also for the filling out the stubs. So that's pretty much it. So hopefully I'll get that done today. And then move on to the ledger stuff.
All right, sounds good. Denny, any updates on the tenement stuff? Is Denny here? No, I do not see Denny in the list of people. Okay. Jathan, I see you sent me some messages about the delegation replay task. I'll take a look at those.
Yes, I resolved the earlier comments and I tried to change the way delegated signatures are signed. But I don't know if I'm overcomplicating things. Okay, please take a look at the latest commit once. It would be helpful.
Okay. Any stats
I was
on
mostly working on the 2244.
Okay.
I was totally working on 2244. I'll take up on this today.
All right, that's fine. Just checking. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Mo. I do not see Mo in the participants.
I think he works like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that one is really what is going on here? Okay, this task. This is the DO task. So yeah, that one's in review.
I'm taking the cat.
I need to take a look at this since you pushed commits. Anything else you want to mention, Paul, on that task?
No, you and I can probably talk about it a little bit, but not for the general group. And I also have a task about reviewing ARSR staking thing. That's 2777. And we had a meeting today, and I owe them a little bit of a write-up. And that's where that is.
And I saw in that meeting you made a diagram. Is that something you saved?
Oh, the diagram was super trivial. It was just talking about keybooks can control certain accounts. And so the more interesting stuff I'll write up. the diagram itself was pretty much just doodling to be a little more clear about what I was talking about.
Okay, well, I thought it was pretty good, but that's fine.
I'll include it in the report. It's not hard.
So the outline payment structure, or this task, Quentin, are you satisfied with the answers that with what we talked about on Discord in terms of how grants will get paid out?
Yeah, I'm definitely satisfied with it. I don't think we really secured a final answer. I don't know if it deserves a JIRA test though, or I don't know if
Yeah.
it's.
And I think, we need to make some decisions about how the accounts are structured, but in terms of the basic frame, in terms of the basic outline, I think we have that figured out.
Yeah, and I think, part of the open questions are more on the legal side, so that's not really something we have to do anyway.
Okay, I'll write some stuff up in this document, and then Paul, if you agree, we can close that out.
Okie dokie.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Paul, how's the actual review of were you able to look at the code for the staking module?
Oh, I forgot to bring that up in the meeting. I wasn't last night. I didn't check this morning.
They said again this morning that they ensured you got access. So,
Okay, I'll pop in there and look at it.
And Ethan, to your point that you made the other day about publicizing all these repositories, they said they will be doing that this week. Not just the staking module,
good.
but the SDKs as well.
That's good. I feel like I had something that I was going to say, but I don't remember. All right, well, Sander isn't here. His SDK tasks, I need to spend some effort on that and do a little bit of work, and then probably have Dennis check it over and merge that just so we can get this task done. On my other tasks, some of these I'm having fun fighting CI, but these tasks, okay, so on this one, yeah, so these tasks are in review. Those are, I think Dennis has approved one or more of them, so I'll probably go ahead and merge those today. On this task, so this one, I want feedback from Paul and Dennis at least. So this is to address the problem with having a hard-coded list of networks in the TOML in the configuration files. So this is not the most elegant solution, but we thought I thought we could pull information out of Tendermint, but there seems to be some limitations as far as which peers Tendermint will list and all that kind of stuff. So as a quick and dirty solution, more or less, I created a transaction, in this MR, I create a transaction type and an account. And the idea is that that account maintains a list of all of the IP addresses. And as nodes boot up, they send out status updates to add their external IP address to that list, and then when they shut down, they should remove themselves from the list. That part isn't quite working. And then the connection manager and parts of the code that need to send message, that need to connect to other nodes will look at that list and compare it to the list of BVNs and assignment to BVNs in another account, and use that to build the list of where the IP addresses of the other BVNs and the DNs, stuff like that. So that was what I came up with as at least a 1.0 solution to not having a static list of IP addresses for the nodes. So I want you guys to think about that, and if you have any if you have problems or think it's a terrible idea or something, yeah, respond to the Discord thread or on
Can
the
we
merge
ship
request.
with a JSON file and parse from it?
The problem is as we add nodes, and that's effectively what we're doing, but as we add nodes, that becomes unwieldy because either if we have to update that file, when we add a new node, either we update that configuration file for each of the nodes, and that's as the number of nodes grows, that becomes problematic, or we, and also as the nodes are spread across 20 or 30 different operators, and if we don't do that, then then it gets tricky, and some nodes that don't have their configuration updated aren't sending, are only sending messages to a subset of the nodes, et cetera. And then especially issues that Dennis ran into are when nodes go offline, you have to go in and touch all of the other configuration, and there's no way to do that without taking down the node because they don't read that file.
Or can we add it in the status query like we were doing for different things? In the status, we can provide a list of the validators for that particular
We
operator.
could do so. The problem that we need to solve is that the nodes need to know the IP addresses of the other nodes, at least of the other VVNs. So if they don't already know the addresses, then they're not going to be able to query them. And I did some work with using Tendermint to retrieve some of the IP addresses, but that Tendermint does not give you a complete list. It depends on things that are out of our control, but Tendermint, when you query it, it might only give you a subset of the other peers, of the other nodes in the network. So without already knowing what all of the nodes are, there's no way to guarantee you get a list of all of the nodes through just querying each node.
Yeah, one thing we might want to do is bring Stuart in on the conversation, because some of the stuff he's done for the Acman Accumulate Manager software will detect when new peers are added to the network, and he builds a list also. So that may be another source of information for gaining a list of IPs.
Well, Acman
So one thing,
already does that.
yeah,
It does actually build up a list. You can see it if you go into the debug item on the menu. It shows you what other peers it's found.
So this, we could use this to potentially to send updates to the node and update that list. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, I'm happy to work with you on that.
All right, that's it for me. So I don't see anybody. I don't see any community members in the list. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
Yeah, I have one thing. So I met with Jay and Niels and Martin from Spherion earlier today. So we want to begin the process of engaging the FACMANOs and other potential validators. And so what we're going to do for a first step is have a kickoff meeting, invite all the operators, and we're aiming to do this on Thursday. So Stuart, I think you're the right person to work with. I need to work with you on creating a few slides for this meeting that are going to go over the phased approach for mainnet launch and onboarding the validators.
Okay.
And we'll definitely need some input from you, Ethan, and you, Paul, and others. But yeah, so that'll be happening over the rest of this week and early next week.
So the Discord channel that you originally created for the validators that I renamed to operator chat, I figured that you could use that to reach out to the operators and maybe set up you mentioned having a weekly stand up or something. I thought you could use that channel to set that up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first step is getting all the operators in that channel, because right now we only have a few, but there's obviously a lot more that need to be contacted. So that's the first step, is getting them all in there. And then, yeah, absolutely agree. We use that as the center for communication between the operators. So that's a good point. I'll highlight that in the slides as well.
All right. Have a good day.